Welcome to the show, everyone. Gentlemen, please.
Do this little toast.
Thank you very much for coming to the show. It's good. Ivy, welcome to the show, sir. How you doing?
Thank you, Carl. How you doing, brother?
Doing great,
Freddie,
man.
how you doing?
Good.
Legs, how you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you guys are both here.
I'm sure you're about to say two very special guests. As always, go on, say it.
No, these aren't two very special
We're
guests.
not that special.
These are two amazing people. Lots of love for these guys. So, yeah, they are special.
They're special.
To me.
You know why they're special?
Why are they special?
They signed the poster to keep it.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't sign by
so
the legs.
So, Freddie,
your name's Legs. Why didn't you sign
I
by
thought
the
about
legs?
it, but
That would have been
the
hilarious.
horn
the horn.
belongs to me now.
Took the
That would
horn.
have been
The
hilarious.
horn is mine.
Yeah.
So Freddie got everyone
Belongs
onto
to you
this
now.
kick of signing the poster as a petition to keep it on the show. So if you guys want to come and sign this poster, just reach out to one of us.
Pretty sure somebody drew a little heart on there. Real adorable.
I just
Look
want to
how
know
cute
why
that is.
Gilbert doesn't have his own weird poster.
Oh, he will.
That's my poster.
Oh, don't worry. I got
No,
stuff.
but it's your poster to Gilbert or to Carl. So why can't you have a weird
Or we can
poster?
sign that RoboCop poster.
Oh, I have
We
something
could.
special for this guy. I have plans for him.
Pokemon?
Huge plans.
Like a Pikachu?
Huge plans.
Huge plans.
Oh, Pikachu and all that stuff, man.
Huge
A big
What is-
Teletubbies poster?
What is Carl wants to know what he does with the knife hands. What does he do with them?
I'm gonna stab
What do I
you.
do with this?
I'm gonna stab you in the neck.
Carl's a dangerous man.
What do I put my hand? Where do I put my hands? Where do
In my pockets.
Do you know
It's a
where
what I'm
concealed
supposed
where
to
you
do with
put
my
your
hands
hands
right now?
Do you know where?
So, Freddie, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Tell him to mind his
On
business.
to this. So, in this segment, we're going to get into some superpowers. I got a little scenario for you guys. I want to hear what you guys think about it, and then I'm going to ask you about your favorite superpower, if you would want one and all that stuff. So, let's get right into it. Would you rather have the ability to travel 2 seconds into the future or have 100% hindsight?
2 seconds?
So I don't know if you've seen.
Like, what am I going to do with 2 seconds, Carl?
There's a movie with Nicolas Cage. I don't know if you've seen this movie. There's a movie with Nicolas Cage where he can pause time for 2 seconds and see 2 seconds into the future.
2 seconds isn't long enough.
But I mean, maybe you could run from
2 seconds
It'll save
to
you,
prevent
it'll
a
save
car
you from a
accident.
crash. It'll
gambling.
save you from
Gambling.
A shooting.
Gambling.
What if you're playing poker? You know that.
2 seconds is nice. For
Yeah,
certain
So
quick
I
instances.
don't play poker, and I usually try to keep myself out of any situation where I'd get shot.
There you go.
So,
So
I'm
you
gonna
choose
take hindsight on this one.
So you
or
you
an
know how to
argument.
correct everything after it happens.
But the problem with
100%.
hindsight, doesn't it become a burden?
What's that?
Where now you know what's coming, so you're living just to avoid these things?
Well,
It becomes too much of a burden in the hindsight.
no, the hindsight is after it happens. You know how to 100% fix it.
Okay.
So let's say this and this happened. You're like, well, hindsight. Now I know how to fix the problem. Well, that doesn't stop it from happening.
So the problem still happens.
The
but
problem
now
still
you know
happens.
how
You
to
just know
resolve
how
it.
to fix it.
I would do the hindsight. I would have to know how to resolve.
Definitely
Life's full
hindsight.
of problems.
Unless
2
you gave me
seconds.
like 20 minutes into the future, it's not worth
Yeah,
anything.
because 2 seconds is to fix every problem.
Yeah, man.
But hindsight,
I might.
being able to clean up your mess after the mess is made is kind of nice.
Like this morning.
That's true. Yeah.
Although this morning, if we had 2 seconds, your finger wouldn't have got crushed.
Yeah, man.
But you have hindsight power now and knew that would have happened.
But we would have had to initially crush his finger in order to know that for the next
correct.
time. So his finger would still be crushed right now.
That's
Oh,
also
man.
true.
2 seconds in the future.
But
2 seconds and his finger would
a
be
finger
good.
crushing is only a minute of pain, and I move on.
But what happened?
Hindsight.
What happened with
We were
that?
moving a refrigerator. Ivy was on the outside of the door. I was on the inside. We weren't communicating. I lifted it, crushed his finger.
Oh, man.
That could have been your finger.
And then,
In
I already know
hindsight.
he's not okay. And, hey, Ivy, are you okay?
Pretty
Can you, can you,
far
can
from
you
being
show
okay.
us the finger that he crushed? Can you show him?
Point it right to him. Show him.
That's what you get, man.
Thank you, Carl, for that. That feels a
Yeah,
little
man,
better.
absolutely.
He knows
I
all
wanted
of
to make
them.
sure I pointed out the
Oh, it's
obvious
all love.
there.
But
Things happen.
just frustrating.
Hey, man, that's life. It does happen.
When you get 2 bulls in the closet, someone's
Done it
gonna
over with. Yes,
Could have
absolutely.
been likely as him, it's me. I prefer it to be me.
All right. So
Mess
on
with
that,
the bull, you get the horns. I get
Yes,
it.
yes, I got the
I
horns.
guess the bull gets the horns. So on that note, Ivy, if you could have any superpower in the world, what would it be?
Probably the ability to heal.
To heal.
Yeah, not just myself, but others as well.
To heal others. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's good,
As
man.
far as physical and mental.
Yeah, man. That's good. I like that.
Peace.
Yeah. Legs?
It's funny your question because probably pause, fast forward, rewind time.
So kind of like time travel?
No.
Not necessarily time travel.
That's not
but
time travel.
I could
Okay.
just pause things or like fast forward through my
Oh.
day at work.
so
Almost like
so like
teleportation
The
type
movie
deal.
Click.
Yes.
The movie Click. That was
Yes.
pretty good.
But to me, that seems like it always ends wrong.
Yeah, it
Because
does.
it's like you're living because of, the future. Like it's almost like a curse to know the future.
See, I wouldn't know the future. I would just be able to
Go
fast
into the
forward.
future.
You would live it.
So
You're
like
living
my shift at work or my day at work, I could speed
it.
up.
Fast forward it
But
and then
I
be
forget what
home.
movie it
Yeah.
was. It seems like no matter what you change in the future, so you change, that at a stop sign you might get hit by a car.
Yeah.
If you change that and prevent that, all it's going to lead is to something else tragic happening.
Yeah.
Right,
So
but I'm
it seems
saying
like
I
you're a
wouldn't be
slave
able
to
to
it.
see that. I would just fast forward through it. It would still happen.
Yeah.
But I'd be able to like pause stuff. Like I could pause this, go to the bathroom, come back. You guys would never even know.
Exactly. Yeah.
I would
like
know.
that.
So time management.
I would know.
Yeah, time management.
I would know.
Freddie knows all.
Time management would be nice. Yeah.
Freddie knows all. Oh man, interesting stuff. So today's topic, we're gonna get into. As you can see, we have nice adult beverages here. We're gonna talk about some whiskeys, your favorite whiskeys. We're gonna talk about some cigars that you have brought and given us some gifts here, and we're also gonna talk about some ATVs, four wheelers, and some recreational sporting.
Well, you brought up the beers, and I'm not trying to cut you off, but I don't understand what that horn's up there for. I really don't understand.
Yeah, you need to
Can
put your
someone-
beer in that horn.
Can someone please help
I need
me out
you.
here?
I need you to take
That
the
would
horn
be
down
amazing.
and put your beer in that, Carl.
Do we do the
Please.
Do we the Chun-Li of Bloodsport? He needs one more.
Straight to
Do you need
Valhalla.
another one?
He needs one more.
Straight to Valhalla.
Here, Carl. I don't know what you had in there.
Doesn't
but
matter.
just mix
Erroneous.
it. It'll be okay.
Straight to
It'll be
Valhalla.
Just mix it, Carl. You're all good.
Straight to Valhalla.
right there.
Whoa. Hurry up.
Party foul! Party foul!
Hold up.
See, if you drank
Come
it, you wouldn't have this problem.
man!
Slow it to the draw, Carl.
Is this your first time drinking out of this horn?
A real Viking would have drank it before it overfilled out of the horn.
Made a mess.
He looks so thirsty. Look at him. Poor little guy. Look at him. He's doing
He's
it.
slamming. I didn't say slamming.
Yeah.
Proud of you, Carl.
Good job, Carl.
Great job. Now, around your neck it goes. It reminds me of the horn of a unicorn.
What?
Look at that unicorn.
You know what, Freddie?
Can we paint one rainbow colors so you can?
What? No, you ain't painting this.
We'll paint it rainbow colors like a unicorn,
What
and then
if
you
like
can
a
drink
wrap?
out of it every episode.
We can wrap it.
Where did you get that anyway?
What do you don't
Where
ever
do you
do
buy
that
something
again.
like that?
Huh?
Where do you even buy something like that?
It's called
Amazon.
the internet.
Amazon.
You can buy anything. on the
Amazon's
internet.
choice, half
Yeah, man,
off.
This is
Amazon
Das
Prime.
Horn. Das Horn. Come on, man. I'm into the Viking scene, all that stuff. Das Horn.
Whose horn?
Das.
I never heard of him. What's his name?
Das.
Oh.
Yeah,
Where'd
that
you meet
guy.
him at?
On the internet. Be very wary of the people that you meet on the internet. This guy named Das, and this is his horn.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure. Go ahead. Full
Oh, that was
disclosure.
That was it.
That's all you got?
That's it.
Oh, all right, Freddie. Whatever. So, gentlemen, let's get into it. Let's talk about these cigars, these gifts that you've given us, man. So, explain to me about this. Is it Dogma?
Yes, it's a pretty good cigar.
Very good.
Pretty much a Drew estate. And they're some of my favorite cigars. So I figured I'd give you all a good smoke. Whether you smoke it or not.
Those are the next step down from Liga, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea. I really don't know too much about cigars. I know, besides the famous Cuban cigars, there's Romeo and Juliet's. I had gotten Romeo and Juliet's from my father at one point in time.
Good cigar.
My father grew up, he smoked, pipe, and he smoked, cigars, and I always liked that smell.
Pipes are good too. Very good because you can make your own blend, whatever you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of do your own thing.
It's pretty cool.
but I never really got into it. But we're gonna have to crack this open.
Yeah, definitely.
All that stuff. And,
How much does do you buy these in singles? Do you buy them in a 4-pack? Do they come in 10?
There's certain cigars that I like a lot, like the Dogmas. They're some of my favorites, so I buy them by the box. But there's other cigars that are a little pricey, so I'll buy them singly.
yeah,
Price
okay.
depending, or if it's your first time having one, you'll buy a single. If you like it, you end up buying a case of them or whatever.
I figured that's maybe your first cigar, but I figured that I didn't want to give you nothing that was low quality.
I got you. I appreciate
Good
this.
quality-
Thank you very much.
Good quality
man.
cigar.
Yeah, those are a good all around
Okay.
cigar. And then from
So-
there, you can break into different flavors.
Yeah.
Heavy, light.
Mhm.
It's just kind of like beer, but you're smoking it instead.
So the question I have is this like, do you want a different collection, or do you always want to smoke?
Is this a go-to? Is this a go-to smoke for you?
I would say,
Or
yeah.
if available. It's a little
Available.
bit more of a limited. It's not a cigar that you'll find at any cigar shop or.
But I would say it's a
shop.
medium. It's not heavy.
No,
and it's
it's
not
not
as
heavy.
sweet. So it's like a good, just everyday.
Heavy wrapper with the Habana wrapper, but a lighter blend. So
Okay.
it's nice.
I got you.
And then
So that's
you
what
two
that's
are
why I was
already-
wondering. Do you?
You two are already whiskey drinkers, so they'll compliment you.
Is this a go-to for you, or what's a go-to for you?
A go-to for me is probably a Liga 9.
A Liga 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any type of Liga brand, which is a Drew Estate, but it's like a
Gotcha.
sub category underneath Drew Estate.
I got you. And what about you? What do you
So-
get into?
For me, if I'm drinking whiskey, I really like the Liga number 9.
Okay.
If I'm drinking, like, let's say rum and Coke or something
Yeah.
like that, I like a company called Deadwood.
Deadwood?
They make fat bottom Betties. They're a little bit more on the sweet side, but very good.
So with
Very,
your
very
Deadwoods, they're pretty cool because they're what you consider an infused cigar.
So they're
infused
almost
means-
like pipe tobacco.
Pipe tobacco mixed
They
in
have flavors. It's a real sweet likeness
Yeah.
to it. It's very good.
with the cigar tobacco.
Okay, cool, man. That's
It's a little bit
interesting.
more of a sweeter.
Now,
entry
what is, I guess, the most expensive cigar that you smoked?
Probably a Padron. They're going for about $30 to $25 a stick.
Wow.
Cheaper end.
Okay.
There's of course more expensive cigars.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's more of a name thing than quality.
I got you.
I think Padrones are you're getting the quality, but you're also getting that feel like you bought an expensive cigar.
I got you. What about you, man? What expensive cigar that you have? What
I
kind
don't
of store
know.
you got?
I don't really do the super high end ones. I kind of stay in the middle.
Well, like for a special occasion, anyone bring you a like a fancy cigar as a gift or anything like that?
Ivy gave me a couple of Ligas when my son was born.
But I gave him the Ligas that were more limited edition.
Yeah.
So I gave him a couple Ferals, a couple Radzillas.
Yeah.
So Liga also has specialty blends that are like limited.
Okay.
So they're about $20 a stick, but they're a limited special blend. You can't get them everywhere.
I got you.
So
I got you.
gave him special ones because I already knew he enjoys the Liga.
Yeah.
Gave him more of a specialty blend.
Just a little adjusting there for you.
Not a
I don't know
problem.
if you need to get a little closer to it, just
Yeah.
just as a precaution.
Yeah, my apologies.
But
Yeah, no problem.
So I was wondering, like, back to what I was saying before, though, is that would you have a case of these? Would you have different options? Is it like,
So like I have a humidor in my basement.
Uh-huh.
I'll buy like a case of them for myself, or if somebody comes over that I know smokes cigars regularly, I'll give them one of them. Somebody comes over like, oh, I've had a couple cigars like in my life. I got another rack that's like
Yeah.
the cheaper.
so the question is,
factory throwouts.
how big is that rack? Just so I know. 8-pointer, 10-pointer? What are we going with?
I was probably like 20 cigars. on each one.
I was gonna go with a different rack size.
of course.
But no, like if you come over and you're like, oh, I smoke cigars, but it's like once a year. Like I'm not gonna give you
That.
a $15 cigar.
correct.
I'm gonna give you like a $5 cigar, but it's still
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But like you're probably not gonna smoke it all. You're not gonna enjoy it. You don't really know what's going on.
You don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So
But you want to enjoy the moment.
right.
Did you know that Fidel Castro,
Fidel Castro. What about him?
they tried to poison him with cigars,
Cigar? Back in,
giving him cigars.
back in the 80s.
I'm not sure when it was, but
Well, there is such thing as tobacco poisoning.
uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
like, if you smoke that cigar and pulled it like a cigarette, you would get tobacco poisoning. And what you do to avoid tobacco poisoning is you put a little sugar underneath the tongue, and that'll cure that.
Really interesting.
A secret I learned.
I
the
didn't
hard
know
way.
that either.
Good stuff. Yeah, that's great.
I didn't know that.
So
You can say Have you ever had a famous Cuban cigar?
Yes.
What did you think about that? What is?
Very enjoyable. I would argue that there's a lot of Honduras cigars and Dominican cigars that are comparable.
Yeah.
So what happened is once the revolution happened, a lot of smugglers and people who left the country took a lot of their seeds.
Yeah.
So what makes Cuban cigars special was the combination of seed and soil.
I gotcha.
But there are other countries in the world that have comparable soil that come with a pretty much quality product.
Well, what I think what added to the Cuban cigar was like the mysterious about it. That
Yes.
it's illegal to have, to import to America, and all that stuff. Would you say the same thing, pretty much? Huh, Freddie, over there? What do you think, man?
I don't know. I'm not
He's
sure.
Googling it. He's busy.
Yeah, I'm busy. I'm
We're
trying to
boring
figure out
him.
if.
Apparently, we're boring him.
No, it's
I know, man. He's
it's
got-
not that. What I'm trying to look more into the cigar thing is that if you have a collection,
Look,
Do you-
he's an internet troll.
I know.
He's on his phone. He's trolling somebody right now.
Big
It's a
time money
full-time
harassment.
job, that internet troll.
Yes,
man.
it is. It's
He's
not a
gotta keep
part-time
it.
gig.
I mean, you guys don't get to the point where you need a humidifier for these cigars or anything like that. That's what I was trying to figure out.
I do have it.
And
That's
I-
what
multiple.
it's. So I have. It's a little case. It looks almost
That's
like a
not
jewelry
little.
box, but it's got glass windows.
It's not little. In a little case, I'm thinking like a little box.
I would say it's probably like this high. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not little. That's not
You got
little.
these little packets you put in there with the
like salt
distilled water.
packets type thing to absorb the moisture.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need like a dehumidifier if you were going to do something.
Yes, I recommend it. And then what happens with cigars is it's almost comparable to like trading cards.
Yeah.
So you'll have a whole bunch of cigars, and there's no way I can possibly smoke them or have the time to smoke all of them.
Yeah.
But it's just nice to look
More
at.
like a collection, right?
And then like Legs, he's a pretty good cigar smoker now.
Yeah.
So I'll
got him into
trade
it, right?
I'll trade it somewhat.
I was
He's
like flirting with,
yeah.
but I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And he really introduced
He
me.
really
to it.
introduced
what
you.
Legs did
Yeah.
for me for diesel trucks, I did for him for cigars.
Oh man, little trade off there.
I was
Good
interested
stuff.
in diesel trucks, but I didn't know what I was doing. He
Yeah.
knows what he's doing, so he kind of brought me in, and vice versa with cigars.
It's good stuff, man.
Yeah, so it's just a
Wow.
good trade and friendship.
A lot of famous writers smoke cigars. So when you're smoking a cigar, do you come up with creative ideas? Do you
It's
think you
very-
brainstorm more?
It's very relaxing, very soothing. My grandfather smoked cigars, so it was more of a like that's the accomplishment of a man, kind of a way. So I
Yeah,
was
same
always
thing.
fascinated with it, and
Like
my grandfather was my hero.
My
So.
father smoking a pipe and all that stuff.
Yeah, so it was pretty
Cigars, like,
cool.
you know.
And then I kind of gravitated to it in my early 20s.
Yeah.
And then I started hanging around some older guys that kind of schooled me on the etiquette,
Yeah.
the quality of cigar, and the tiers of cigars. And
Yeah.
the wrappers, like that's a Habano wrapper. I'm more of a fan of a darker wrapper than the lighter Connecticut wrapper.
I got you.
Most times if someone gives me a Connecticut wrapper, I'll take it as a courtesy. But usually I either give that away or since it's my humidor for someone who comes by who doesn't smoke cigars. It's just
Now-
not for me.
It's actually crazy how in depth it gets.
Yeah, I
It's
was
like
gonna
we
say-
go up to Cigars International in Hamburg. Like we'll go there and like we kind of know what we're talking about. Like talking to the guys that work there that are there every day.
Yeah, there's levels to it.
We don't have any idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, there's levels to it.
Exactly.
Like
So as you were saying about the wrappers and stuff, I almost kind of correlated it with I saw some type of documentary about beers and brewing beers and the bottles. The darker color of the beer bottle was to stop the reflection of the light getting into that would actually ferment or change that
where
alcohol.
the
Same thing with-
wrappers is more of a fermentation of the wrapper leaf.
Okay.
So
I
the
got you.
darker the wrapper-
You're talking about the leaf, not the plastic.
No, so
Okay.
the actual
I got
wrapper
you.
leaf
The wrapper leaf.
is more of a fermentation of the leaf.
I got you.
So the longer it's able to age, and
Darker,
ferment.
the better, right?
Not necessarily. It's more of a preference.
I got you.
I like a heavier smoke, where some people like more of the lighter smoke, which is more of your Connecticut's and things like that.
Interesting. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Awesome. So now, when you smoke one of these, what is your preference of drink? Like, we'll say this.
I'm a seasonal drinker,
This
so
dogma.
I'm a guy that kind of follows the seasons.
Okay.
Where tequila in the summer,
Tequila in summer.
whiskey in the fall,
Okay.
scotch in the winter,
Scotch and
and then I do more of a gin or a rum if I'm on vacation in the spring.
where would you throw bourbon in there?
Bourbon is more into my falls. I consider that
Falls.
more of a whiskey.
More
So,
like it's like a smoky flavor or something.
yeah, so I'll do a bourbon in the fall or even in the winter because it's
I
kind of like a hybrid.
Yeah.
Bourbon's more of a hybrid.
Yeah.
But usually most bourbons, I don't sip them. I usually cut them with a little ginger ale or bourbon's a little rougher. for my
Gotcha.
palate. I like them, but it's a little rougher.
What about you, Legs? What do you like to drink with when you're smoking?
I'm a little more simple. It doesn't really matter.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I'm more of a cheap beer and whiskey
Busch
or
Light.
rum. If you got cheap beer, I love it. And any kind of whiskey or rum, I'm good
you're
to go.
a cheap date, man.
Yeah.
Cheap beer. You love it.
It's a trade-off. It's a trade-off.
More
But-
redneck the beer, the happier I am.
But if I might intervene,
Yeah.
a good coffee with a cigar in the morning, there's nothing
Yes.
like it.
Absolutely.
There's nothing like it. A good
Interesting.
coffee
Absolutely.
with a
Like
good
an
cigar.
early summer morning where it's still like 65 degrees out, you get a coffee, sit on the back deck
they're
with one of
all-
them
so
cigars.
they're coffee drinkers.
So let me throw this
Yeah.
out there.
That
How
sounds
do you
good.
think a Mudwater would be with a nice cigar in the morning? Probably
come
like
on,
shit,
bro.
right?
I'm not too familiar with Mudwater, so you have to
Oh,
educate me.
it's in this coffee cup right there.
So it's like a masala
Yeah.
chai type blend with a bunch of different. It has like microdosing of mushrooms and everything. It's more of nootropics that open up your mind. It doesn't really have like the caffeine effects and stuff.
That's
Yeah,
too sophisticated for us,
Yeah,
man.
that sounds a little too.
I-
Just give me a Wawa
Yeah, I
coffee
know,
and a
man.
cigar and I'm good.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Freddie. Thanks for
I prefer the Dunkin' Donuts in the cigar.
You should-
Yeah,
trolling
Dunkin'
me right
Donuts
now.
or Wild. Like I don't.
trolling
Yeah,
me.
double D's.
You
like
just
that.
spoke Chinese to me, Carl.
Like I have.
We all like double D's. Go on.
I also have like.
Wawa used to make good coffee until they went to those thermos. I think that.
Yeah, I don't know why.
watered
Yeah,
down
they
coffee.
screwed it up with that.
Yeah, they watered
They
down.
went to
the
them
coffee.
thermoses and stopped slicing their own lunch meat. It's a wrap
Yeah,
on
they
Wawa.
lost it.
Well, I have coffee too. I still have coffee beans, and I normally make coffee for my guests if they prefer it and stuff. And for me, I have whole beans, so I crush my own beans. I have a
Yeah.
stainless steel French press,
So that would go hand in hand. Good
Yeah.
fresh ground coffee, because I do the same
nice black
with
coffee.
a good cigar.
Yeah,
There's nothing like it.
yeah.
It goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand more coffee cigar over a whiskey or scotch cigar.
Now, what about moonshine? Have you guys ever tried
Yes.
moonshine? Where would
Yes.
that fit into this category and stuff? Because
Moonshine's more of a treat.
What? Well, you drinking moonshine straight, or is it like apple pie? Like there's
it's flavored.
No, I
man. I
like
can't
it.
drink it
there's
straight.
a wide
straight like
variety. Like if you're
Yeah.
gonna drink moonshine straight, like I don't think you're having anything.
But a
with that.
good
Oh, yeah,
quality,
yeah, no.
a good quality moonshine goes down smooth.
It does, but
The effects are all the same.
Yes.
Well, let me not say all the same, because I've had some moonshine where. So it's all about distiller. You have to really trust the distiller. So because moonshine, unless you buy it from a store, is considered off the books and not regulated,
yeah.
you have to really, really trust whoever's making it.
Who's making that? Where it's
Because
coming
I've
from.
had moonshine locally where I believe they ran the distillery through a radiator,
Yeah. Oh,
and
that's,
I've gotten very sick off of it. And
Oh,
I've had
man.
some good southern moonshine where it's right,
yeah.
and I don't wake up with a hangover.
Yep.
It's very more of an organic type feel, and it's just straight to the point.
moonshine done right goes hard down, and then the next day you're good.
Yeah.
It's like drinking gasoline, but the next day you're good.
yeah. So,
But I've also had moonshine where it's 100 proof, but it goes down almost like a 60 proof drink.
Right.
yeah.
So it's just smooth, but you feel it.
Yeah.
That's the key to a good moonshine. Smooth, but rough middle, and then a good end. That's
Yeah.
the key.
the first time I was introduced to moonshine, I was out in Tennessee, and they actually had like a moonshine distillery out there. And I actually went there. It's all regulated and all that. So, I guess the alcohol by volume is a little bit different or tamed compared to someone, making it out of, whatever, their bathroom or something like that. So,
Well, anyone that makes a personal moonshine, you have to be careful about what they call the devil's cut.
devil's gut.
So the devil's cut, you got to be careful because I think it's depending on, let's say you're making a gallon of moonshine, that first quart is straight for the devil.
wow.
It'll kill you.
It'll kill you, or you can go blind.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's true then.
It's true
That
with
first,
alchemy
that
chemistry.
first pour off,
Alcohol poisoning pretty
well,
much.
Yeah, it can make you
alcohol
go blind
poisoning
for a
isn't the
temporary
word.
amount of time, or
Alcohol
permanently.
poisoning isn't the word. I've had,
That's
I'm not
awesome.
going to say his name, but I've had a cousin
Sounds awesome.
who was
Yeah.
trying to do it himself
Yeah.
and drunk that first devil's pour and had to get his stomach pumped.
Oh man.
That's Eric about Mountain Dew. He probably knows.
So supposedly me and Freddie over here, we looked up some information on the internet since he's such an internet troll.
Mountain Dew.
The Mountain Dew, it was a nickname for. Do you know what it's for?
Was it a code name for moonshine?
Moonshine. Absolutely. Back in the day, it was
A lot of those West Virginia boys were sending the moonshine up to Chicago, Prohibition.
yeah. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
they made Mountain Dew as a chaser for whiskey.
Really?
Originally, that's why they invented it.
I did not know that. I don't drink a lot of Mountain Dew, but maybe I'll have to start trying it.
No.
You don't drink
Well,
Mountain
with whiskey.
Oh yeah, with whiskey.
That's what I mean. I'm not going to just drink Mountain Dew to drink Mountain Dew.
No? Okay.
Well, Mountain Dew was your first energy drink. You pretty much drunk that to kind of wake up if you didn't like coffee.
That's true.
Because the caffeine level was pretty high and the sugar, it was pretty much of a quick jolt to kind of wake yourself up.
That Code Red Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Mountain
Code Red.
Do they still make that? I don't
Baja
remember that.
Blast.
I'm sure they do.
I
man.
remember that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they do.
I knew it'd come back. I knew it'd come back.
We brought you right
But
back.
there was like a horrible rumor of Mountain Dew that it was
Code Red,
bad
I
for your
don't know.
sperm count and
Yeah, it
stuff.
used to lower your sperm count.
So
That
people
was like
kinda
a
stayed
bad
away from
Baja
it. I don't know if that was
Yes,
true,
I heard
though.
that too, man.
I don't know if that was true, but I know
Taco
that I
Bell and
stayed away
Baja
from it.
Blast.
Somebody probably got fucked up behind that rumor.
Yeah, I was never a big fan of Mountain Dew.
Definitely.
What I have is since Freddie over here, he's an avid drinker. I really got to ask you this question since we're talking about this. Have you ever, had a beer go through the exit door?
No.
Like, what?
Like beer.
He means drink beer the opposite way.
You ever put a beer
Oh,
or alcohol through the exit door?
No.
Supposedly
kind of
got
show
five
is it?
passes.
What?
I think he's asking for.
Next topic, please.
He's asking for a
I like to
friend.
move
I'm
on,
talking
Carl.
about.
He's asking for a
I like to
friend.
move on, Carl.
Like they did on Jackass?
Let's move on.
yes.
I figured Freddie would do
Why?
something like that.
No. Why would anybody want to do that?
Nah,
Oh,
no.
I don't know, man.
Well, we're not judging people who like to do that. But next
No,
topic.
not at all.
Next topic, Carl.
Not at all, man.
Let's
topic.
move on, Carl.
He drinks one
I love you,
Corn
Carl.
beer.
Next topic, Carl. Why?
Yeah,
I noticed
next
you don't have a
topic.
microwave, Carl.
I'm not here to judge
Why?
anyone who likes
I don't
that
know.
type
We're talking
of
about beer.
Why are you afraid of microwaves,
I
Carl?
bought this place and it had no microwave. Leave me alone, man.
I just want to know why you don't use microwaves.
What's your belief? I'm curious to see what your belief
Okay,
is.
so what I believe is, well, the way that microwaves work, it's radioactive. Basically heat waves heating up your food.
So like the sun,
no, not really.
radioactive heat waves from
That's
a
different.
giant ball of fire.
That's different.
Oh, it's
Maybe your microwave's just a little ball of fire.
Do you feel
like
that way
the
about
sun.
air fryers?
I haven't even gotten to air fryers.
What
I
about
haven't even
lights?
looked into it.
Lights are radioactive lights.
Yeah, the
They
cell
say
phone.
the 5G
Cell phone
and
has radio
4G.
frequency waves, like everything. I'm trying to minimize that, but understanding that I had my friend Gina over here the other day, and we spoke about this. It's basically the food that you're heating up, you're digesting that stuff, and you're getting all those toxins in your body. So I'm trying to mitigate that stuff for health purposes.
So you
for
would eat a microwave plate. You're just trying to limit your exposure to it.
I'm sorry.
So you would eat a microwave plate. You're just trying to limit your exposure to it.
Yes, like when I go to my parents still use microwave to heat stuff in there in plastic
So
and all
you
that
would,
stuff.
you would eat it,
Out of respect, I'm going to eat it.
but you're trying to limit your
Yes,
intake.
if I don't eat all the time, I feel like I'm doing pretty well.
Well, that's
I mean, I
something-
still go out to eat.
That's
at
something I
restaurants.
try to do. So my cousin has a farm, and I try to slowly increase my intake of meats. I'm a meat eater, but I try to do, if on a good year, 30 to 40% of
Yeah.
naturally raised meats compared to like grocery store
Yes.
bulk ordered meat.
Yes, with the hormones added.
Yeah,
injected,
exactly.
and
So
all
if
that
I can
stuff.
get organic meat, if I can get to like 30, 40%,
Thank
whether
you.
it be deer,
yes,
fresh farm raised,
chickens and eggs and all
but
that
free
stuff.
room,
Yes.
nothing crazy, nothing locked
Free
in,
range, all
and a
that
whole bunch
stuff.
of antibiotics and the whole horrible
Since you guys
stuff.
brought up farms and stuff, I don't know if you've seen with the recent heat waves, like over thousands of cattle have died.
2000, right? It
Yeah,
was.
that's what I was going to look
Not-
up and try
Not
and
only
see.
that, with the increase of diesel and gas prices, the agricultural, they're taking effect to that. Because they got to run the
That
machines.
happened with COVID as well. I think a lot of pigs couldn't be processed and slaughtered, so they
Yes.
pretty much died.
Yeah.
There was like
Oh,
one
yeah.
farm in, where was it?
That's what I was trying to look up.
Indiana. I think it was Indiana or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
They said it was too hot, so like 2,000 cattle died.
Yeah,
It's crazy, man.
It's a lot of beef.
Yeah, global warming, I guess.
Well, the
Can't
global
talk-
warming,
can't talk
from what
about
I've read on global warming with the cattle, it's not so much of feeding them or the transportation of them. It's
Yeah.
the fact of carbon monoxide they create.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
I think that
greenhouse
affects the
gases
global warming. Yeah.
and all that stuff. Yeah, I definitely believe that. So, moving right along here, my man, you are very avid in dirt bikes and ATVs and all that stuff. Did you ever ride professionally?
No. Not professionally, no.
Not professionally.
No. I mean, I used to ride and travel every weekend, but not
Yeah.
professionally.
Okay. You never
It's-
thought about it or
To
anything
make
like
it
that?
professionally, it's
It's a lot, right?
a whole nother level.
Yeah, I got you.
It's a whole nother level of dedication. Just it's so far ahead of like any other sport
Yeah.
to make it there.
You mainly do it for recreational and stuff, right?
Yeah, it more or less was a second sport for me.
Yeah.
Hockey's my first sport.
Hockey's your
It
first
became
one.
a second sport, and then
Now,
it
ice
kind of
hockey.
picked up heavier after my hockey career was over. So,
Yeah, I got you.
yeah.
You play
Good
ice
stuff.
hockey?
Yes.
Ice hockey. Now
What
that's
position?
crazy, man.
Defense.
Defense.
I went to a
Scott.
few of his games. He's
Huh?
pretty nasty. I went to a few of his games.
Yeah, right.
I played from when I was 5 years old until 21. I still play now in like men's leagues, beer leagues,
Yeah.
but like competitively traveling the whole East Coast. Been to Canada a couple
It's
times.
pretty cool.
Wow.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool. I went to a
That's
few
cool,
of his
man.
games. It was pretty cool.
I did some rollerblading hockey. Played goalie. They can't really count that too much, but
Nah, there's something. You're out there.
never
No,
did
it
ice
was,
hockey. Never did ice hockey. It's expensive.
It is very
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah, ice hockey's a lot.
So I have
Yeah,
a
it's a
son
big
now.
investment.
I can't wait. Like I hope he
Get him
takes
into
it. I wanted to get him into it so much. I guess it would be like a second way of me living through it.
So, question.
Absolutely. 100%.
As
But
a
if there's anything in my life that was like that was it, like that was the time period.
That was your time.
That's it. Like it was.
Ice
I
hockey.
wouldn't trade anything for it.
Awesome.
So, question: me as a father of a boy, how would you deal with him rejecting it and not wanting to do it?
I think about that all the time, but
Yeah, that's tough.
I think it was because like my dad's sport was wrestling.
Mhm.
Like my dad's a wrestler. That's
Yeah.
always his thing. I didn't really take to that.
Yeah.
Like I was interested in it, but not really. So I guess I kind of learned that from my dad because if he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it. I'm not going to force him to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll like wrestling and not hockey. So then now me
Yeah,
and my
something.
dad can go and get him to do wrestling or something like
Yeah.
that.
Well,
Like,
the question
it's-
more I was trying to say is there a secondary sport that would be acceptable that'll give you the same fulfillment if he doesn't like hockey? Like, what would be the second sport where you'll feel like,
I guess
okay,
wrestling.
I'm disappointed that you don't
Not
like my
really.
main
I
sport?
guess wrestling, right? Because
It doesn't matter.
your father.
It doesn't matter. Honestly, I would just hope that he takes to any sport really
And,
as much as I
and he
did the
likes it.
hockey.
And he
Well, I
likes
think
it.
we're all
Right. So
think we're
like
all
I kind of
agreeing
just
here.
want to whatever sport he ends up picking, let's go that way and we'll 110%.
I think we're all in
Yes.
agreement here where the boy has to do some type of sport. It's just
Right.
it's your choice.
Right.
Yes.
I'm not gonna force him.
Sports and kids. I
Yeah.
Sports
feel
are
like
important.
Sports and kids need to be active. They need to get that young
Sports are
aggression
important.
out. They need to have that camaraderie with the sports teams. And
Sports are
everything else like
important.
that.
So my logic with my boy and even my daughter is I don't care what sport you do, as long as there's some type of self defense science that goes
Yes,
behind it.
absolutely.
So like my daughter, I have her in jiu-jitsu.
Good.
And then
I
my
like
son,
that.
once he becomes the right age, I want to get him into wrestling, maybe even jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
But
yes.
any other sport besides that, like I was an avid football player. I don't necessarily want to push that for my son.
Yeah.
I know the long-term effects now with the CTE and everything else. If he wants to play it, great. But I'll kind of even vet him to make sure that he really wants to do it.
Yeah. I don't want to force him to do anything.
But
Definitely some sort of self-defense thing. Like I wrestled. I wasn't great at it. I got my ass kicked a lot.
you got a good
But I
foundation.
know enough to take care of myself.
Exactly.
And that's
but
the
that
key.
teaches you.
Yeah.
That's the key.
That's the key. It teaches
You
you.
got to be a state champ. But as long as you feel confident enough where if you have to get on the ground,
Yeah.
you can
Yep.
walk away.
Yeah.
That's all I want from my boy and
Absolutely.
my daughter. Yeah, that's all I want from my boy and my daughter. You know,
And it builds confidence. It
because
builds all that stuff.
the probability of you becoming a professional athlete or even getting a scholarship is so extremely low.
Mainly the biggest things for
I just want them,
self-defense.
self-defense,
protecting
and that's any
yourself
sport.
and family and all.
How many people do we know that really got a scholarship or went to the professional aspect of it?
Yeah.
It's very limited. So
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure you can name one or two people, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, how many people applied? How many people?
Yeah.
there's a lot to
It's
it.
tough.
Yeah.
There's
One, it's
a lot to it.
it's
It's matter of
genetics.
who's looking at you at the time too.
One is genetics. It's probably resources.
Yes.
It's the ability and
Politics,
determination
there's
of
a lot
the
of
kid.
politics nowadays too.
It is
involved
very
in-
political.
Well, politics.
It's almost a shame how much little kid sports have politics.
Well,
involved.
politics goes both ways. So, like
Right.
when I moved down here, there was politics in football when I played football. But I was such a dominant athlete at a young age, you couldn't deny me.
Mhm.
So that was more of a genetic thing. But I didn't necessarily have the grades and all that to go to college.
Yeah.
Where sometimes if your kid's just a nasty kid at that sport, there's no way to deny it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you dealt with a lot of politics, but you were good at what you did. There was no way to deny it. But it's just about what sport is really worth it as far as the abuse of the body.
Mhm.
Is there even a chance to even make it to the college or professional level?
Yeah.
Why take the abuse? So, like, if I could choose my son, I would want him to get into wrestling as far as self-defense purposes and confidence. And then at baseball.
Yeah. Okay.
Baseball's longevity. You can play it forever. You can do the softball leagues as a man. It's a good sport. You're not taking the abuse.
Mhm.
It's just a good recreational sport.
It's good stuff, man. Good stuff. So, not to get off a topic, but ATVs and everything, since you're pretty mechanically inclined and everything. Someone that were to be getting into it, what would you suggest or what would you recommend?
There's so many different avenues you can go.
Yeah.
I guess it would
So
depend.
for a
like,
beginner,
Yeah, recreational beginner.
recreational.
well, it would depend. Like, so there's sport, there's 4-wheel drive. Like, what would you want to
So,
go like
is it-
fast and
is it
rip
a kid?
around, or do you want to go play in the mud?
So is it a kid? Is it an adult? All that stuff matters, right?
Yeah,
I would say trails adult.
So for myself, I want to get something, and I want to go play in the mud. I want to go like trail
right.
riding.
So you would want, like something automatic, 4-wheel drive. Like,
Yeah.
it's comfortable. It's got racks. Like, you can bring like coolers, beer, whatever.
Yeah.
Just chill for
Mud
It's a
water.
good time.
You can bring mud water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's
Cups of
recreational.
coffee.
You can bring my horn.
You can bring your horn.
You can bring your horn on the
man,
4x4.
right around my neck.
I would agree.
See?
I would
Yeah,
agree.
right?
Don't spill it.
Nah, you
Right,
won't
right.
spill on
Spill
that.
it.
It's
Look,
been just so
man.
soft and
Look.
nice.
Don't you
Just
worry
spill
about that. So, name brand. Do you recommend any type of name brand?
Yamaha, Kawasaki, Honda, Suzuki. The four
So,
main.
the four
And you
main
can't
ones.
go wrong with that.
Polaris. Just
They're
Polaris.
getting there. I actually own a Polaris now.
Yes.
So far, I'm pretty happy with it.
Okay. Cool.
I'm still
it-
a little iffy about it, but
Are
so
you?
far, I'm pretty happy
I
with
think
it.
as far as the
What about
off-road
Can-Am?
aspect, Polaris is almost comparable to how Kia is coming up.
Kia.
With the-
Okay.
100-mile warranties, the
Yeah.
whole backing of the
Back in
brand.
the day, they were pretty shitty,
I agree.
but they're getting there now. They're very good now.
What about like a Can-Am, like what, Razor? What about one of those things? Like
Polaris
side by
is
side?
Razor. That's what I have. Can-Am is getting there as well. They're a little bit behind Polaris. Me personally,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Can-Am.
Awesome.
I know a lot of people that have them. I know a lot of people that had a lot of issues with them. So personally, I wouldn't buy one. But it's all
Okay.
preference,
What do
really.
you have, a side by side?
I do.
Yeah. So would you recommend that over a quad? So I was looking at some quads and some side by sides.
I've always had quads. And now that I have a family is why I went to the side by side. And I have a place up in upstate Pennsylvania where I can ride it.
Yeah.
So
You
for me
trail
with
it
the
up there.
family, we all get in it. It's perfect. It's great.
It's a
That's
4-door one, then I'm guessing. Like
It's a
4 seats.
2-seater, but my son's only 10 months old, so he sits
Oh,
on my
okay.
wife's
Yeah.
lap. So.
Oh, there you go. That's nice.
Yeah, it works out good. It's got a radio in it, the whole 9.
Oh, that's cool, man.
The bus
Yeah.
sides are
Stuff.
nice.
Good
Yeah,
stuff, man.
it's real nice.
That
Me and
sounds
him
nice.
take it out probably once a
To
week.
say, yeah. Do you have a 4-wheeler? You have a
Yeah, I
ATV or-
have 2 quads. So I pretty much started off the race route as far as I never raced like him,
Okay.
but that was more the appealing as a young
Yeah.
man, getting that Banshee, the Quadzilla, and all that.
Yeah, man.
But as I matured and got older, I couldn't take the abuse of that racing suspension.
Oh, yeah.
So I got into
Hard.
more of
It's
the
hard on you.
4x4s and everything like him.
Yeah.
That's why I suggest at our age, the 4x4 route is it. Who got
Yeah,
time to learn the
definitely.
clutch? Who got time to take the abuse of that racing suspension?
Yeah.
You might as well get something nice and easy. You're putting around, having fun.
Enjoying it.
If you get the right 4x4, you can still go fast,
Yeah.
but fast within reason where we all feel safe. I mean, we all have jobs in the morning. We don't want to get too banged up. We just want to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah. Just enjoy yourself and
Yeah.
all that stuff, man.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of the 4x4s.
And that's something you can throw in the back, the bed of your truck, right?
Better than
Yeah.
truck or trailer.
That's where like the side by side doesn't fit in the bed.
Yeah.
So.
You
So
need
need
a
a trailer.
You
Yeah,
need a trailer.
trailer, trailer.
Yeah. So that's why I said the side by side is a little bit more of an investment because you got to have the truck, you got to have the trailer.
Yeah.
Where if you have one quad, depending on the size of your tail bed, you can throw that in there.
Throw it in the back of your truck.
Yeah. So if you did do a side by side, you would need a trailer that could fit it and the right truck that could pull it. So
Then these side by side matter because I was looking at them. One has a little bit more horsepower than the other. I think what was it?
Yeah, they make.
Oh yeah,
there's 4-seaters. There's turbo models.
I saw the turbo. Yeah,
it's
soft suspension, hard suspension, ride.
It's like 140 and 170 or something.
Breed.
I think.
Yeah, I think mine has 110.
Oh, maybe it was 110. I was
think
looking
mine's
at
110 horsepower. But
Oh yeah,
it does.
They
Like
boogie.
me and Ivy will be in it, and we can do 80.
and it boogies.
Like it's not slow.
Okay, so there's no reason to even get the unless you're
The
racing in
turbo
the
ones
desert.
You're
are
talking
nasty.
about almost 500 pounds of man
Yeah.
flying around doing 80 miles per hour with just a cage. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
So that
man.
110, when I look at
man.
it, it says
Yeah, it's
110
amazing. It's
horsepower.
amazing.
I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's nothing.
You just gotta think the thing only weighs 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, that's
all you're pushing is the motor and you.
Yeah.
That's a lot
So
of
I'm looking at that,
horsepower.
like, there's one that's 110, and then there's one that's like 145, and then I'm like, well, why not get the
They're
145 one?
pushing. I think they just came out with one that has 220, 225,
Yeah, that's a
something
lot.
like that.
That's a lot.
I got
It's
you.
insane.
That's a lot. You're pretty much on the dirt. Like where we're sitting with him, it feels like the speed and acceleration. It feels like I'm on the middle. I'm sitting on a 500 dirt bike, 2-stroke, and we're just flying, but we're in the comfort of a seat because it's just framing us.
So that's
it's motor, frame, and us.
That's more comfortable than a quad then.
It's
is.
different. Yeah, it's different
It's a different feel.
But you can ride the same trails as you were a quad.
for the most part.
Close.
Yeah,
close.
it's a little bit wider, but for the most part, yeah. You got cup holders. I got the radio on mine, so it's real chill atmosphere. It's nice.
Yeah. You know what I did? I did when I was on vacation this one point in time. I actually did a dune buggy tour. Now, I got to tell you, man,
Where did you go? If you don't mind me asking.
Oregon,
That's awesome.
right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Very nice.
Yo, man.
I think it's pronounced Oregon. Oregon.
Tomato.
Oregon. Okay. We'll
As
go
in,
with Brady's.
or you're gone with
Oregon.
Das Horn.
So we'll go, why don't you Oregon it out the door?
Pissing off car.
Now he's got
Yeah.
nothing to say.
Okay.
Good
anyway.
one.
Erroneous.
On all counts, erroneous.
Oregon Ave, Pat Steaks and Gino Steaks.
There you go. There you go.
That's the only,
That's a
the
whole
only
nother
Oregon.
conversation there.
That's the only Oregon I've been to.
That's a whole nother conversation. These
Don't
things
go
are
that far
good.
out.
Should we say that for later?
Yes. Legs over here and myself.
You guys went together.
We went.
That's cute.
Yeah, we did go together. We
That's
went
cute.
to we went actually to a blacksmithing class.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Yes.
That's
That was
awesome.
amazing.
Awesome,
We made,
awesome thing to do. If anybody
Yes.
ever thinks, just do it. It's great.
Yeah, that's
yes,
awesome.
It
I'm
was
jealous,
amazing. That blacksmithing class.
I'm jealous.
It was awesome. Took so many pictures, all that stuff, man. It was so much fun.
Well-
learned so much too, man.
Well, there's
Pictures,
been-
learned a lot.
Pictures will be in the link below.
Will they?
Subscribe, like, pictures will be in the link below.
Actually,
I think-
our pic. I think we have pictures.
I have
Pictures,
pictures
yeah.
on
Yeah, there's
Instagram and I think
Yeah, yeah.
Facebook. I have pictures already up
So we
there.
can tag them to this.
It's
I made a
pretty
bottle
funny.
opener that I still use to this day.
Well, let's make
Yes,
it
I have
a challenge
mine and a
then.
hook. We
Yes.
made a hook and a
I
bottle.
have the hook and the bottle.
We had a
opener.
challenge.
Let's make a challenge then. Next episode is us going to a blacksmith class and then talking about it in the next podcast.
We're gonna have to do that. Yes, we will
That would
get
be
it.
awesome.
I'm in.
We'll get it going. We'll get it going.
Can I make a battle axe?
due to COVID and everything?
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
take
nice
a long enough class, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'm with it. Battle
That was
axe,
so much fun, man.
Knife, whatever they want.
It's you see these shows on TV and these guys like make the knives and it's like one episode, but it's a lot.
Oh, it's
involved.
work. Yeah,
It's
it's
a
work.
lot.
It's
A
layers.
lot.
It's
We
work.
learned that.
Yeah, because
learned
when we
that.
first got there, we're like, oh, I want to make this, I want to make that, and the guy's like, yeah, we can make like a hook or a bottle opener. It's just like,
yeah, that's
no, I
How
want to
many
make a
hours?
sword,
Wait,
man.
wait, wait. So
I
wait,
was there for 4 hours.
Yeah,
so
he's like, it'll
Ivy.
take weeks to make a sword. That's what you don't
yes.
understand.
Yeah.
I got a question. I got a question for Ivy over here. Which one made the hook and which one made the bottle opener?
We both made both.
No.
we made both.
We made both.
If I had to put off of just personalities, bottle opener hook. He's more practical thinking. He's more fantasy, having fun.
I think he's wearing it around his
Dr.
hand.
Seuss, right?
Yeah, Dr.
What's
Seuss.
crazy is though when he
Yeah.
made a bottle opener, there was a
Cool bottle
thing to
opener
it.
too. I like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
he
I
made
just-
he
do you
actually
have it
had
on
a
you?
twist in it,
Yeah.
and that was so cool
Yep.
when he twisted
Yeah,
that
it was
metal
neat.
and all that
It
stuff.
was neat.
Do you have it on
That
you?
was some good stuff.
No, I don't.
No,
I keep it in
doesn't
the
have it.
garage right next to the fridge.
I would have made some horseshoes. Is how hard is that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. We're gonna have to talk to Scotty because Scotty has a horse farm and all that stuff. He works at one.
Well, I don't want to make the horseshoes for horses. I want to make them for Tolson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if I could have made like
Interesting,
a quick
They're-
like 8 horseshoes for Tolson,
They're
that'd have been
smaller.
awesome.
They're smaller than actual
that's all
like
I wanted.
horseshoes.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. Just some
So.
Tolson horseshoes.
You mean the real horseshoes are smaller?
Yes, the real horseshoes are smaller
Yeah.
than the ones that you
That's
That's
toss
why you
around.
have a horse, don't you?
Yeah. So
Yeah, he does.
So you own a unicorn.
yes.
Pretty
essentially.
much.
Yeah.
That's why he got the unicorn.
So-
Boaster.
So Scott's supposed to come by sometime soon and
Yeah,
talk
Scott,
about horses and
AKA
everything.
the
So
Wrangler.
yeah,
Well,
so we
when
call
you
him,
start
we
getting into
nicknamed
the
him
horses,
Wrangler.
you start getting to like the titanium horseshoes and all those type
Yeah.
of special horseshoes.
Yeah.
I just want
For
some
racing.
old-
Just
Yeah,
want
yeah.
something to
For
throw,
racing.
man. Just
Do
something
you
to
have a
toss.
racehorse? Or
Yeah,
what kind
mine's
of
a
horse?
racehorse. Yeah.
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 Are you the jockey?
You know how slow that horse would be going.
20 years ago, E. Gilbert was a jockey. He's a little on the heavy side now.
I think we all are now.
It would be
I'm scared to
one
go on the horse.
horsepower.
Yeah.
That's how they judge horsepower, believe it or not. I know you don't
Yes.
believe it, but
I got you, man.
that's really
It
how
was
they,
named after
Yeah.
the horse, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The power of the
exactly,
horse,
yes.
and then
One
they
horse.
gauged that how many horses.
man.
yeah.
That's crazy.
It
Even
makes
so-
sense
Yeah, it does, right?
Even so, a horse like that can run still up to
to go
30
80 miles per hour.
Well, the
and that's
30, this
400
one.
horsepower. That makes
Yeah.
sense. It takes 400 horses to go that type
Mhm.
of.
Yeah.
That speed.
That was the measurement of, I guess, torque and horsepower, or not horsepower, but torque and acceleration. It makes a lot of sense.
It's good stuff, man. Interesting. Awesome, man. So, pretty much on that note, man, I appreciate you guys coming out here. I appreciate you guys, helping me with this and enjoying
this is
all that
dope.
stuff.
I'm glad our schedules
And,
finally worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Life happens, scheduling and all that stuff. But we got you guys here. We're definitely going to do this again. We have plans for the future of a second one we're actually going to do with legs. Is we're going to figure that out.
Absolutely.
Work something out here, man. I appreciate you guys coming out here. I appreciate you guys watching these shows and enjoying these shows. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like, subscribe, and share with your friends, man. Or, just share it on Facebook or something like that. Just talk about it, man. It's good stuff. If you guys want to come on the show, reach out to one of us. Reach out to Ivy, Legs, Freddie over here, the internet troll, and myself. And
Freddie.
I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.